It's one of those things, wiggle bells with the black hand. I know you guys are just in here. You guys got to be the notification squad, so you guys already know how that goes. I appreciate everybody who watched the show last night. It's a pleasure. It's a plum pleasing pleasure for you guys to be here. The thing is, I want everybody to relax and let's just focus on the draft. There's so much negativity in this Cowboys camp, whether or not the quarterback can throw, whether he can't, whether or not the Dez Bryant apologists or the Dez out there. It's just time to move on. You know, it's one of those things that if anybody wearing the silver and blue nation now, if anybody wearing the silver and blue out there now, we can still just focus on those guys. I really think, this is just my thoughts, I said it last night, I really think that we're going to get Earl Thomas, and I really think that we're going to get him out of a straight up third round draft pick. You know, somehow, some way, something going to shake that way. And think about this. Just think about this too as well. If we look at it from this angle, right? If we can figure out a way to strengthen this core, whether it be a Vita Vea, whether it be a Will Hernandez, this team is going to be better than it was last year, right? And if we can get Ezekiel Elliott to play 6 more games than he played last year, this team will be better than it was last year. So I want everybody to pump the brakes. We're gonna stay positive. We're gonna put our minds together. We're gonna be at this draft. We want to be loud. I'm tired of this civil war within this Dallas Cowboys organization. I want everybody, whether or not you like the players that's on this team or you don't, we can't change none of that. Only thing we can do is give our opinions. And yes, we are very opinionated as an organization. But let's just get this one thing straight from right here. If we're going to be repping that silver and blue come the draft time, I want you guys to be out there locked, loaded, and ready to just pump up the crowd, because we're going to be ready for the first game of the week. I do know that there's a lot of people saying, well, I'm not supporting the Cowboys no more. We want those set of people. We want them gone. You know, we don't need you guys out here. We want the people that are going to be out there saying, okay, let's get this thing going. Of course, management is not where we want it to be. Of course, we don't have the troops and the soldiers that we want out there collectively. But you can have that opinion. But come hell and high water, when it's time for us to root for our team, I want you guys out there on the out there on the stands, rooting, supporting the team that we grew up in love. I do know that a lot of people have yet to see the Super Bowl in their lifetime, but it's closer than it was a year ago. You know, if we can get every piece in place, as far as drafting a wide receiver in the 19th pick, that's not going to happen. I hope that don't happen. But if we draft a wide receiver, I trust Will McClay for some reason. Whoever we draft is going to be good. You know, even put it like this: don't sleep on the late round wide receivers like a Kiki QT. You know, don't sleep on guys like that. Don't sleep on what's this other guy, Michael Gallup, that disappeared out of the people talk tracks. You know, there's pieces in places for us to get together, man. There are things out there that we can all root together and band together at the end of the day. We're a brotherhood, we're a sisterhood for those who out there, there are ladies out there that's rooting for this team. We can get things going. Sammy Cobbs, man, look, we got some troops, we got some soldiers out here, and let me show on it. Okay, so with that being said, Anthony Miller, there are receivers that we can get into place, but let's just not focus on receivers. What we need, and we've been saying this all along, right? We've been saying this for a minute. We need to just figure out a way where we can strengthen this core. We saw what happened last year with the Bell and the Byron Bell and the Chaz Green, right? We saw that. And then anybody with their eyes can see that, man, number 77, man, right now, that Tyron Smith, he's a soldier, he's a troop. But we still have our thoughts on saying that, can he play a full 16 weeks? Because this is now 2 years in a row that he's been having these injuries. And we all know what happened with Sean Lee. So what we saying to ourselves, regardless of who we pick and who we scout out in this draft, whoever Will McClay going to pick out, it may not be that flash player that everybody think, but let's just still be positive. Because think about this, 2013, right? We got rid of D. Ware. Everybody thought it was doom and gloom for 2014. Can anybody agree? Nobody saw what 12-4 is going to be in 2014. Nobody saw it, because Sean Lee went down, a whole other guy went down. a whole lot of stuff happened, but we still manned it together, put our thoughts and minds together, and we were still able to have a productive season. Flash forward and moving forward, 2016. Tony Romo folded up like a presser. We understood what happened there. Everybody was saying that 2015 was just a horrible year, but I would say mismanagement occurred, and that happened. But guess what happened? We went 13-3. It is possible. And then on the bright side, we got Jason Garrett even season. So we can still be positive. And that's what I like to see. Shout out to Wiggle Bell, shout out time. Jonathan Cooper, not say Jonathan Cooper, my bad. Jonathan Turner, shout out to you. Trey, Jermaine, Susie817. Thank you guys, man, for following into the channel. Rob, salute to you guys. You guys are on my 72-inch big stream behind me. I think it's 72-inch, whatever this studio is set up as. But Law, do you think Jason Garrett would get fired to the Cowboys if he failed to win 8 games? To me personally, I don't see us losing 8 games regardless of the situation. When you got Ezekiel Elliott out there, we saw that we somehow, some way, we won 9 games last year, right? And to be told, truth to be told, we didn't supposed to win those nine games. One can argue and say, okay, with the right places and pieces together, we could have probably won 11 games. But think about this. All of the stuff that Roger Goodell's did for us last year, and all of the NFL not calling holds, and all of the other crap that went on throughout the year, and we still managed to win 9 games. That's a plus right there. It's just the fact that the Eagles were just winning a lot of games, and I don't think that the Eagles are going to win a lot of games this year. They still may be a 9 or 17 themselves, but I just don't see it. It's the Eagles, for crying out loud. If anybody wants to just throw some hate within the organization, let's just put some of this hate on the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's put some of this energy on the Redskins. Let's put some of this energy on the Giants. You know what I mean? Instead of just arguing and fighting amongst ourselves, that's just not cool. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we still gonna be. I've seen it happen before, because I said it even myself. I said it myself. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to just put this out there for everybody and said that you guys remember 2014, right? Not just got through talking about 2014, we went 12-4. But do you guys remember that 49ers game? We got the dogs to break everything busted on us, right? Tony Romo threw about 3 interceptions. DeMarco Murray had a fumble. The 49ers look like they can walk on water. They beat the living crap out of us. And I was sitting there saying, I'm not watching another Cowboys game the way how horrible we played. You know what I mean? And then what happened the next week? We creeped up and we won. And then we won again, or what have you. So it happened to me. I feel the same emotions. If you guys can be a fly on the wall and watch me watch the game, you think I'm reserved? Nah, buddy. When I'm watching that game, I'm animated. It's a lot of stuff that goes on, and you know what I mean. And I got my hand. I got my favorite drink. I got my hot wings, my pizza, and I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm at the edge of my seat because I have so much things I want to happen for the Cowboys. And when we lose, that magnifies everything to a higher degree, because when we winning, and some of you guys can relate, when we winning, nobody calls us. You know what I mean? In 2014, my phone was silent. 2015, my phone was just ringing. Everybody calling me, talking about, how about them Cowboys? Oh boy, Tony Romo sure did look good laying out there on the field, huh? You know what I mean? So if you guys don't feel that type of hatred, then I don't know. That's how it's been almost pretty much all my life as a Dallas Cowboys fan growing up in Mississippi. There's nowhere. This is like my second year going into my first year, pretty much first year going into my second year in Dallas, pretty much during the football season. So when I go to the bars, when I go to like the Pluckers, when I go out to pretty much Julio's, anywhere I go, when I see that silver and blue, when I see them jerseys around here, I'm saying that brother know that brother know me, man. He know what I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to dog anybody who's not in the Dallas area, but it's something nice to go around, finally go somewhere and you see other people wearing Cowboys apparel, you know what I mean? Cowboys gear, and they feeling the same thing that, you know, that we all feel. But at the same time, we must win. We got to win and all that stuff. But we still have similar passion throughout, whether or not, you know, you for Dak Prescott or whether you're not. You know, if Dak Prescott, for those who are out there mad at Dak Prescott, if he win 5 games in a row, I guarantee you're going to be like, whoa, there you go, boy. I was wrong about you. Now, if he lose 5 games in a row, of course, even I will be mad and upset. But let's let that happen before the start of the season. To say, man, this man is a bomb, this man is trash. Give your quarterback a chance, you know, and not to be like a preacher, but it says thou shalt decree a thing, you know what I mean? And if you spit those things out, then it goes out to the universe. So how about let's just reverse of this thing. Instead of everybody being negative, everybody need to be kind of like positive on this season. Because for once, we don't hear, knock on some wood, guys, please knock on some wood. We don't hear no negative news about Ezekiel Elliott out there pulling some girl's top down, right? We don't hear Roger Goodell bumping his gums about this player on the Cowboys roster, right? We don't hear none of this stuff. We haven't finally, and I know the season is still young, this off season is still young, but we finally are hearing quiet stuff, right? Jonathan Turner, shout out to you. Is that Nebo or Nabel? DJ, shout out to you too as well. DJ, Dak will be just fine. Let's just remember, a lot better when Dez was not in. Hey, that's his words, and I just showed you guys the tape. So you guys go back and watch the tape. And a lot of people misinterpret the tape. This is no aim, no shot fired at Dez Bryant, the Dez apologists, the Dez BNs out there. This is not no shot at them. What I'm saying is that when you guys just look at the film, and everybody, I'm going to say this once again, everybody say, oh, they didn't play nobody. Well, I'm going to sit and wait, and I'm going to ask you guys, who do Peyton Manning, when he was playing, who did he play every 2 weeks, you know, every week? And who did the Tom Brady is playing every year? You know what I'm saying? The Tom Brady's of the world, they were successful playing. Well, he is still successful playing out of that weak division. I wish we can play the Bills twice a year. I wish we can play the Jets twice a year. I wish we can play the Miami Dolphins twice a year. Those teams is a level of not being consistent. And he get to walk right into the actual playoff every year. And think about this too as well. The Steelers. Everybody say, okay, the Steelers have been known to go to the playoff every year. They get to play the Browns. They get to play the Browns twice a year. And one can argue and say now that who else in that division? The Ravens been pretty solid. But outside of the Steelers and the Ravens, those are the only 2 teams in their particular conference, you know. And it's just one of those things where we always have to fight, you know, out of our division. It's always kind of like a battle of bloodshed. And then on top of that, we the only team that's in the West. They got to travel all the way to the East to whoop up on them guys, you know. So there's a lot of stuff that comes into play. But one can argue and say, well, LT or Law, hey, you talking about excuses now. Hey, man, you excusing. No, what I'm saying is let's look at the bigger picture. You know, let's just be positive. AFC West, is it True Blue, Star for Life? AFC East have been weak for over a decade. My goodness, I couldn't have said it better than what you just said. They are just weak. Hey, Bleed Green for Life. Hey, we need you. Bleed Green for Life, right? See, we bleed silver and blue. You know what I'm saying? So you just bleed that one particular color. That's cool. I understand. But we bleed silver and blue. And on top of that, although you guys won the Super Bowl, yada woo woo, support, salute to you guys. Shout out to you guys for all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you're still looking up. You know what I mean? So that's just the real deal, Holyfield of the matter. You know what I mean? So at the meantime, in the between time, keep looking up. Maybe you'll catch us one day. And if we so trash and we so horrible, what's taking you so long to catch up? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Todd and Romo is the GOAT. Yeah, that is true, Aiden. That you are 1,000% correct. MJ, what's up, man? My brother, what's up? Jazzy Jeff again, silver and blue, baby. Yeah. Silver and blue. We gotta stay true. Yes. Cheeseheads. Jonathan Turner. I see when he said bleed green, I don't know what green he talking about. You know what I mean? He can be talking about the Green Bay. He be talking about them Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know who he talking about. No Dak Ninja, and not to stay conditioned. I don't know. I don't know what the conversation was before that, but yeah, we got to stay conditioned. Hey, we gonna talk about these hamstrings. We want these hamstrings to go away right now. Somebody put out something. Maybe the Joe Voodoo doll or something like that can stop us from having these hamstrings. So somehow, some way, we need to stop having these hamstrings throughout the organization. Drago, what's up? What about Brandon Marshall? The Cowboys have interested in him. Should they pick him up? Brandon Marshall last year was a shell of himself. Who have Brandon Marshall's, I would say, measurables, I guess. I don't know what he runs in the 40. I don't know if he can get separation. I do know that his route technique is a slight better than what the guy who we just departed, Green Boogers. DJ, you always coming with the punchline. Shout out to you, man. Joseph, what's up? Bleed. I'm talking about bleed, silver and blue. He's 34, yo. So 34-year-old receiver. I mean, he does a lot of stuff off the field. I think he still stay in New York. So I don't know. He went to the Jets, went to the Giants. Media, the Rams probably be a better pick for him. I think he got a house in LA. So my thing is, it'd probably be a hard no, man, as far as Brandon Marshall. But if he comes on a team to add extra veteran leadership or a camp body, veteran minimum. Love your Dak without Dez video. Good job. Appreciate it, Gonzalez. Yeah, that whole video was the concept of watching Dak Prescott utilize the entire field. He wasn't stuck on one side of the field. And one can say, well, if he learned to read through his progressions, then he would be able to play. But it was his rookie year. And another thing, too, as well, a lot of people always bring in this aspect of it, too. Well, he did it with Zeke. Well, Ezekiel Elliott was our first round draft pick. So if you take the first round draft pick Carson Wentz from their team, what are they? If you take the first round draft pick Goff from their team, what are they? You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why Ezekiel Elliott was number one. So don't put Dak Prescott from fourth. And he wasn't even the first pick out of the fourth round for us. It was Cooper. It was not Cooper. It was Tappert who was that guy. So now you're trying to interject Dak Prescott, who was the second pick in the fourth round from us, and move him to the status of being the first round. That's not fair to Cowboys fans out here who barely watch tape, and that's not fair to him. He's a developmental guy. Dak Prescott didn't supposed to see the field and probably until next year sometime. But it's somehow, some way, injuries occurred. He's into the mix, and he is a cerebral guy. He will improve, but we just can't look. There's a reason why it takes time for cakes and pies to bake. You just can't just open them up and eat them. It takes time. It's a process. That's what they call it. It's a process, right? You got to wait for the process to occur. Sushi817 in the house. Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. Thank you. What's up, Law? How much would you give up for Earl Thomas? Look here. I said deadlines make deals, right? Everybody can agree with that. Deadlines make deals. And the thing is, with this deadline make deals philosophy, is that I think the Seattle Seahawks don't have a second round pick and they don't have a third round pick. And I don't think any other team would be willing to give up anything to get Earl Thomas at this point outside of the Cowboys. Already ran into the locker room and said, hey, Garrett, come get me. So he's immediately a Garrett guy, right? So he's already a Garrett guy for one, right? So we can put him in as a Garrett guy for right now. And then on top of that, if you add this to the punch, the fact that they got to pay $10 million for him, right? $10 million is not cheap. $10 million is not cheap. Hold on for me, guys. Let me take this call right quick. Hello, baby. What's going on? Yeah, I'm live. What's up? Where you at? You in the house? Uh-huh. How far are you away from the house? Oh, okay. I will be finishing up in a few, so we could get things going from there. All right, I will. All right. Love you. All right, so even with that, I had to pause and talk to the wife. You got to talk to the queen of the Peace Corps, guys. Whatever you do in life, you got to talk to the ladies. You know what I mean? And never hang up on your lady. You know how that goes. All right, so what I would do with Earl Thomas is the fact that if you can with Earl Thomas, deadlines make deals, and you say to yourself, Seattle Seahawks, you're going to cut the guy next year. You're going to get rid of the guy anyway next year. Why not get something from him now, or for him now? And what they should do, they should not rush it. They should not do that. They should just squeeze him through the second round. And then when that third round draft come around, you give him a straight up third round pick. And then you say to him and say, hey, I will give you a third round straight up. And then we'll make a conditional, depending on production, depending on how many interceptions he gets and things like that, right? So that's how I'll craft this thing up. So I'll make a third round, I'll give him a straight up out third, and then I'll make a conditional 6 or 7. Start off high with that 6 or 7. If not, if they ain't biting to that bait, give them a straight up third, because they don't have a third round draft pick. And then you make a next year conditional 4th round, or something like that, And then on top of that, you have a guy, and this is the reason why. And I said it when I was in a group chat earlier. A group chat, we talk some football stuff in this group chat, man. It's real deal. Me, Mark Holmes, Foots, Collier, a whole bunch of people in this group chat, right? We just talking back and forth, talking about the draft, talking about the strategy of who we should pick and things like that, right? Whole bunch of people in this group chat, right? We talked about I think my guy Foots, and shout out to Foots, man. You guys go follow his page, Foots the King. He said he wouldn't give nothing for Earl Thomas. He's horrible. He's not that guy. I don't think that he's worth it. A 29-year-old guy. And my thing is, when I look at Earl Thomas, imagine this. We saw, and those who can remember, we saw what Earl Thomas did last year, right? But just let's look back even a little bit further. And I know that I might get a lot of grief from this. But look at Charles Woodson. When he went to Green Bay, he was pretty much done. Everybody's like, he's old. He's not going to be able to do this. But they transitioned and shifted him over to the safety. He played a little safety when he was with the Raiders. But they shifted him to the actual safety position. I mean, Earl Thomas last year and the year prior, his numbers are very comparable to Earl Thomas, And I really think that when they moved Charles Woodson, not calling Earl Thomas D. Charles Woodson on the outside, but when you're talking about a guy that have range, that have experience, understands and knows Chris Richards' system, now you're talking about somebody who can be a great leader, somebody who can show Xavier Woods line him up, and somebody who can actually help the linebacker play too as well, because that's the responsibility of the actual safety. And he will help Frazier out so much. And then Chris can actually from here sprinkle in his philosophy with his cover 3, because my prediction is that this team is really going to transition over to a cover 3. They like the bigger corners on the outside. Although Jordan Lewis, I would still keep Jordan Lewis on the outside. But they like the aspect of having a big corner like a Richard Sherman. Remember the other guy that played for the Seattle? Y'all guys help me out. He actually went to the New England, got him a ring, I believe. He was a big guy. I forgot his name, but he was a big corner. You guys know it. Y'all guys know his name. Let me know. I think his name was Brandon something. Help me out. Help me out. Help me out. Help me out. Somebody in the chat box, help me out. Byron Jones being a corner this year will show the fact that if he can shut down some of the tight ends, he will be able to also shut down Brandon Browner. Shout out to you, Matt Ass, man. Boy, coming through on the clutches for the brother, man. Brandon Browner in his earlier years with the Seattle Seahawks, man, this team bullied. I'm talking about bullied the opposition. You had Richard Sherman on the other end. You had Brandon Browner on the other side. And then you had the Cam Chancellor as the enforcer. We can still have that same setup, but with a smaller guy like Jordan Lewis, because he's sticky. I call him hip pocket Lewis. He's gonna stay on that hip pocket. And imagine with the cover 2 scheme, if we can figure out how to get Frazier out in space. This is why you need a Earl Thomas, because somebody have to be rangy enough. And this is why you sprinkle in a Jeff Heath. You don't want Jeff Heath to just be out there all game. I'm really digging into what my guy Bosh Lombardi said. If Jeff Heath for the 2 minutes, he's Hall of Famer. 2 minutes in the game, he's a Hall of Famer. He can track the ball and play out in space well in the last 2 minutes. But when I'm talking about now that you have 2 physical guys, because you got to think, you just never know how Chris is going to shake this thing up. Chido Awuzie is physical and strong. You may see some setups and some rotational piece where you have a Byron Jones on one side who can be physical, who is a man corner. And then, although I do know that cover 3 is mostly zone, but think about this. You can still play the press bump on the actual corner with Byron Jones on one side, and then you can actually have Chido Awuzie on the other. Or you can kick Chido in the inside, and he still will be able to blitz and get to the quarterback. And keep in mind, too, as well, this is why we got to stay positive and be cool and just chill and relax, because of the simple fact that right now, if you have this front 4, I'm talking about this front 4, you get that piece in the inside, my goodness, like a Vita Vea or even a Darren Payne or anybody like a Maurice Hurst, anybody that's young and explosive that can play into the inside, and I'm talking about you still have these corners that's going to be locked and loaded and ready to play with Chris Richards. Come on now. You're going to have a better system altogether collectively. To me personally, Chido Awuzie, Xavier Woods going to step it up. And then you have Frazier. And if you just throw in the Earl Thomas, come on, guys. And maybe we can squeeze in a Josie Jewell, right? Maybe we can find him. Maybe he drop in the draft. Maybe, right? Because we still need to have some type of understudy for Sean Lee. But keep this in mind. Do not move Jalen Smith out of that middle linebacker. That guy is cerebral. He is smart. He's intelligent. He is fully healed now, and he is coming back with a vengeance. He's going to be able to really fly out and be explosive to the ball. I'm not trying to sell you guys pie in the sky. This guy is really hungry and aggressive. And think about this. If he was in this draft right now, if Jalen Smith was in his draft before injury, what have you, he would be like one of the top still. I think he's still ahead of Tremaine Edmonds. I think he's ahead of the Roquan Smith. So now that you got a guy that's in his system, fully healthy, and you put him in the middle linebacker position, he's going to explode and fly to the ball. That drop foot is, reports saying he's completely healed. And no Van Der Esch, no Italian Cowboy. No, I don't want to see him there. If we go with that pick, we must have been doing a lot of willing and dealing. You know, we must move back and traded picks with the enemy, or not the enemy, the devil, I call them, the New England Patriots, and moved back to like the 23rd or 24th pick. And I don't want to see Van Der Esch on this team. Jalen is a better in cover too. I mean, now Judah's redemptions. Shout out to you two as well, and Don. I gotta give out another shout out to everybody. Blee, come on, Vander, come on, Blee. Muhammad, shout out to you. Leonard, man, what's up? Jewel is trash. And the church say amen, right? Law, we need a player like Griffin. What if I tell you guys, what if it's like ESPN 30 for 30, right? What if I tell you guys we fool around and get Will Hernandez, and then we fool around and get and I know they probably go with a wide receiver. You know how the Cowboys are. They probably go with a wide receiver in the second round, and they love Courtland Sutton, and that's just how it goes. Sometimes we not in that fight. So if they go with a Courtland, then they go with, or to me, Will Hernandez, maybe a DJ Moore. But they're going to probably go with Courtland because, you know, they got to appease Jerry Jones. He going to have to put his hand in the mix. They got rid of his boy. So then over the third, they trade straight up. They trade straight up and they get an ET. With the fourth round, Griffin is right there, Shaquan Griffin. Wouldn't you guys be just out of your seat with that draft if it was to fall in that order, or if it goes with Vita Vea versus a Will Hernandez? Anyway, if they go in that order with the Shaquan Griffin, if he somehow, some way falls within the fourth round, man, or Anthony Miller third round. Shout out to Antoine Myers. Shout out to you, man. Brother, salute for you. Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation, man. For that donation, let me go ahead and pump this thing up one time. All right, man. So with that being said, now we just think about this. I like Anthony Miller's tape. I mean, he's explosive. He goes in and out of his break, crisp routes. Now, he did play for Memphis. Those are things that we have to just think back and consider too as well. Not saying that a Memphis receiver can't do anything, but I really think that Anthony Miller, to me, is, for instance, if it was out of me, Christian Kirk, or Anthony Miller, give me Christian Kirk, because I just see a little bit more size-wise, a bigger upper body frame, an explosive guy that can do kickoff returns and punt return. So if you figure out a way, if Anthony Miller somehow falls in the third round and the ET or the Earl Thomas trade does not happen, then I can live with that. I'll be ecstatic about that pick, but let's be real. From a wide receiver standpoint, do you think that he can really beat out Ryan Switz? And they didn't really give Ryan Switz time to play. So at some point, if you get another guy like Anthony Miller, you're going to have to figure out what are you going to do with this particular offense as it relates to Cole Beasley. You know what I mean? Ryan Switz. Now you have Anthony Miller. These guys, as far as height-wise, as far as size-wise and measurables, they kind of sort of like in the same wheelhouse to me. So you got three of the guys that's kind of almost sort of the same. That's why I said DJ Moore. He's 6 foot. He's built different. He's X factor. You guys don't know. If you don't know who DJ Moore is, and if you're sleeping on DJ Moore, just go to Google and type in DJ Moore or Maryland, or you just go to our YouTube and just type in DJ, and before you can hit M, more highlights will pop up and you'll see. I think that DJ Moore is a Percy Harvin Jordan without the injury prone. DJ Moore, lower body is built like a running back. The guy's like beast mode mixed with Steven Smith Sr., the wide receiver. The guy's an animal. He's different, you know. And I saw somebody put out Jesse Bates out there too as well. Shout out to Jesse Bates. I just think that Jesse sometimes do make those business decisions, but he'll still be a good guy to have on the team. And Deshaun Elliott, I like Deshaun Elliott. He's like he's stiff-hipped a little bit. He tackles upright at times, but he will get it lowered sometimes too as well. And I like Amani Watts. See, we talking about a lot of defense, but we talking about a lot. I'm talking about it. Tons of defensive players. So what else we have? What do you think? This would be turned into a nice little draft show. You know what I mean? I was talking about being positive, and that's what I'm talking about. This type of talk right here, you guys are doing it right now. This type of talk right here, talking about draft and possibilities, right? So we can change the mindset and the tempo of the team. And this team, like every other year, should be different from last year, right? Modelly, what's up? Law, let's say we swap picks and we need with New England and get and Rashaan Evans and Ronnie Harris from Alabama. What would we have with the top three defense? Okay, let me see. Let me compose my mind, because I like Rashaan Evans' tape. Now, the only reservation that I have on Rashaan is his coverage ability as a linebacker. Now, he's explosive, flies upfield, does everything you want from that aspect. If you guys think I'm lying, go type in Rashaan Evans, and before you can finish spelling out his name, Google gonna pop it up, okay? And type in Alabama. You'll see him flying out to the ball. Now, as far as Ronnie Harrison, I don't think he's raw or anything. I think that he's above Deshaun Elliott. I think that Harrison will be a nice piece, and he comes from a good program too as well. Don't sleep on the program. I think that he's going to be NFL ready. I think that his mindset is going to be together as far as from what I see on tape. I like Ronnie. You know, I like what he can do. Bears hater, what was that? 223. Are you going to be streaming the NFL schedule when the NFL schedule come out? It come out today? The NFL schedule come out today? Man, I got commitment. I got to go and take the lady out. She got a promotion, man. So anybody that's in the chat box, man, salute to my wife. She got a promotion today, and I'm going to take her out to eat. That's what she was calling. I'm getting ready. She picking up the little one, and we're going to go out to grab a bite to eat. But what I can do is when I get home tonight from the restaurant or what have you, she got a nice promotion to it as well. This favors, man. Favors. When I get home, I'm gonna give take the baby, put her to bed, and maybe I can go do a live show just like this. And on the TV, we'll have we're gonna have a nice deal then. Since the schedule came out today, I didn't know the schedule came out today. We're gonna do a game by game scenario. So tonight, if you guys can, if I get home enough and have a good time, we can do a prediction deal, game by game. I didn't know the schedule come out tonight. That's weird. I normally be on stuff, but I've been really busy at work. So when I get home, we're gonna pull up everything. It'll probably be later so that I can have the the screen showing of everybody we play, and we can get things going in that fashion. We have a pick 'em, win 'em, or lose 'em. We have a circle date where we can take a look at the schedule and see which game can be closer for everybody, to see which game I can come live to, or go live to, and visit and see if you guys can find a way to come out and see me too at the game, or me, Mark Holmes, and whoever everybody like to see. Leonard, shout out to you. Law Think on the big splash. Lamar Jackson at number 11. Lamar Jackson at number 11. What did Lamar Jackson run on his pro day? Because he's very fast. Standard only. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm going to tell her you said congratulations. I'm going to have her to go watch this screen and let her know that you guys are congratulating her. Many success. Believe it or not, she's the reason why I moved out here. Believe it or not, she the one got the promotion first and got out here, and within 6 months she got another promotion. That's how favor work, right? So we got the Panthers first game. The schedule is already out. I didn't know that. Jazzy Jeff, man, shout out to you for that. You guys may be taking advantage of me because I don't know. I haven't really searched around and looked at it. He didn't. Ty Jefferson. So he didn't run the 40. Not saying that you need to see the 40, because I want to know really his throwing techniques, his throwing mechanics. I haven't really dived into Lamar Jackson's film. I do know that he looks like, from the tape, he looks like the second coming of Michael Vick. And from what I saw, I think I saw a few games that he played. He looks like a better throwing, a better accuracy ball of a Michael Vick. And he's fast. Yeah, Joseph, he is fast. So shout out to Joseph too as well. No, it doesn't, Law Nation. It comes out at 7 o'clock. Okay, cool. Somebody just trying to catfish me, right? Just some of it. Okay, just like prediction stuff like that. Yeah, man, we're really gonna have a good show tonight. Then, if possible, we're gonna really go line by line on each game, and we're gonna try to do the score prediction. We're gonna do like the actual. I did good on 2016. I did horrible as far as predicting the game record in 2017, but not everybody's perfect, right? But hopefully this year we can predict everything with more people that's in the box, and you guys can interact. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it fun if you guys are up to it. I'm gonna try tonight to figure out how to get this call-in thing going. I did it before. Hopefully I get the call-in thing, and what we'll do is we do like a rapid-fire call-in session. You got like 1 minute. You can't stay on the phone forever because other people want to call in if you want to do that. And we can go line by line, or we can do a score prediction that way, and it can be interactive piece. Just guys, keep in mind that it'll be a later show, because that'll be dope, man. If we can go and predict the scores and predict these outcome of the game, and also we might just not stop it at the Dallas Cowboys. We might can just do the full NFC East. We can do the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles, Redskins, what have you, and we can do this thing. I didn't know it comes out today, so that's got me all geeked up, guys. 12 wins, no Dak Ninja. Look, he's already out there. I think last year my girl Sarah, she was saying like we're gonna go 15-1 or something like that, and I think I did a video. I hope I can pull it up. I don't know where it's somewhere out there on one of the videos that I thought for sure that we was gonna at least go like 12-4. I think I hit 11-5. 11-5 Super Bowl, Ty Jefferson. 11-5 do sound wet, I want us to not have the first round bye, or in the playoff. I want us to go right into the wild card, believe it or not. And just something about that momentum, earning where you at. I don't think that having a number one seed is good for the Jason Garrett philosophy. I just don't like that, I just don't. And it scares the hell out of me, even if we win, like if we go to the Super Bowl. Now, I know I want to be positive about everything, but those, was it 2 weeks off now? It just scares the living crap out of me with Jason Garrett, because even on the documentary, I heard pieces of it, the All or Nothing. I heard pieces of it that he said he wasn't prepared in a sense. That he needed to work on his preps and stuff like that. And somebody admitting that, and this is like his 7 or 8 year, I'm like, oh no, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Jason Garrett is our head coach. 7-9 with Garrett and as a head coach. Des Capone, hey, it could be happening with a wild card. 12-4 with a wild card. Jonathan Turner, Chris Ojeda. I think I said your name right. Said 12-4. We win the division. I can see that, but I really want us to go. Believe it or not saying that to be negative or anything. I really want us to go wild card. You're not prepared. Yeah, I'm not prepared, but we're going to figure out something, Garrett, not prepared. Yeah. Don't sound like him. This is Dak best 2 out of 3 seasons. We would know exactly who he is. This is Quest for Cowboys 6 with a Z. Yeah. Record prediction before the draft, pointless. Daryl O. Yeah, you kind of bust my high, man. Come on. You like Murphy Law. But yeah, he is kind of right, because you just never know how the team is going to be looking like. So I guess we would name it, since Daryl O said draft before the record prediction before the draft is pointless. We have 1.0. And then we can have it Law Nation's draft prediction. Well, not draft prediction. Well, we can slide in draft prediction. Law Nation's Law Nation's Law Nation's Cowboys record prediction before the draft, and then we can do like a 1.0, and then we can do a 2.0 after the draft. Would that work? So we meeting right at the middle. Don, what's up? 10-6 wild card. I'd have took 10-6 last year. I was leaning towards getting 10-6, getting into the wild card. And I was thinking with my mind is that all of a sudden Zeke get his legs back together. And Dak Prescott plays a slight hair better and all this stuff, but it didn't happen. But I can take 10-6 this year. It just, when we lose the 6 games, means everything. I would rather for us to start in between losing these games and then hitting the hot streak. You guys know that the NFL is all about when you get hot. That's what counts, and that's what happened. We sit here and watch the Giants get hot towards the latter part of the year and won 2 Super Bowls within this past 15 years. So we need to figure out a way to get hot towards the end. Law, you heard of RJ Ocho Live? I haven't heard of him. But I would like to. What's about him, Camo? Shout out to you, man, for RJ Ocho. Is that Ocho Cinco? Yeah, Ocho Cinco doing YouTube videos. Win those division games. MJ, yes, we, believe it or not, we did pretty good within our division. We We swept the Giants, we swept the Redskins, and I want us to do it again. And we was like 1-1 against the Eagles, and we know that the last game was pointless too as well, because I kind of wish that we kind of lost that last game. But you know, I ain't trying to wish nothing bad on, because we could have been picking a whole lot sooner. But neither here nor there. If we can figure out some way somehow to do that, that'll be a plus. But Ocho Live, RJ Ochoa, Steve Androsky. I'll check them out. I'll type them in on my YouTube and I'll see if I can find them. Or you guys post a link below so I can find them, or somehow. Law, you need to reach out to RJ. I'm gonna reach out to RJ. Is that something he's doing tonight? Is that somebody that I need to reach out to as far as Cowboys stuff? Is he a Cowboys guy, or he's just like an NFL guy, does everything as far as the NFL? He's a great South of Heaven 88. My brother. Hey, you guys, go follow his page, South of Heaven. He got a lot of good Cowboys gear. He said Ocho is a great Dallas Cowboys vid maker. I'm gonna take a look at him. I'm gonna take him out and take a look at it. I probably ran across his material because I pretty much bleed silver and blue. And anybody talking about the Dallas Cowboys, I pretty much look at them. Nibbles, I like that name. Law, if we don't have any injuries this year, Dak Prescott doesn't perform this season, what do you think the front office will begin to doubt him? Yes, you should put it like this. The great Bill Parcells always said it takes 3 years before you start evaluating a quarterback, basically, or any player in general. And normally, the third year, you should see some type of improvement within any player out there. You see that they should be able to see the field. The game and the speed of game should be slower. And everything is just dealing with like the number of snaps too as well you play out there. So with that being said, he should be able to recognize cover one or cover two better. He should be recognizing who's the Mike without having the center or the other offensive tackles or guards or whatever pointing out the Mike. He should be able to recognize the Mike. He should be able to look off his receiver. His mechanics and his touch on his fade should be better. A lot of things that a lot of people say that you can't improve, but that's a negative. You can improve your footwork. You can improve stepping up and climbing the pocket. You can improve on knowing when to slide and when to dive. Decision making, when to audible. I think that he needs to really work on that aspect of his game. But I pretty much pumped the brakes because it's kind of pointless of me really breaking down a second-year quarterback on what he can and can't do as far as tendencies or things like that, because it's his second year. It's kind of mundane. Think about this. Think about all of the blowhards out there who said that Goff was a bust, that he couldn't make an NFL throw. I seen Jared Goff last year made every throw in the NFL, but a lot of people written him off because they was like smarter than everybody else. These people were just like all on Jared Goff, but you put a better coach around Jared Goff, you put a better running back, because Todd Gurley was injured his first year when he was playing, of course. So when you put in a full-time Todd Gurley and you put in a receiver that can stretch the field a little bit better, and hey, that Cooper Kupp, I think that kid's name, he is going to be just legendary for watch. Mark my word, this is a guy from the LA Rams, Cooper Kupp. Go look at him. I think his father or somebody from his father used to play for the Cowboys back in the day. So I think Cooper Kupp got a little silver and blue in him. You know what I mean? But he was able to really extend plays, play lights out for a rookie, and he helped out the young quarterback out there. So people who written him off, I'm talking about the golf guy, are now looking foolish this year. So it just all takes time. And what should people also realize too as well, this year he should look even, the field should be even slower for him. And he was drafted with the first round for a reason. But pretty much, guys, I hear my wife coming in right now, and we're going to get ready to go out to eat. I'm going to try to reconvene this stuff and get things going in the right direction. That's been my time, guys. I really enjoy listening to you guys, watching you guys come in. And that's all the time I have for today. And remember, you guys are listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.